Hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 6, The Tragedy. Let's do it. Now, if you've watched my videos prior to this point, you know that I am loving Mando Season 2 so far, but I gotta rip the band-aid off. I did not love this episode. I liked it, and there was some really cool stuff going on in it that I enjoyed quite a bit, but I had a bunch of issues with it as well. Now, granted, a lot of that might be coming off last week's episode, which I thought was amazing, but as per usual, though, we'll talk about the good and the bad. And like all of my Mando reviews, this is going to be a spoilers review. I'm not going to hit on every single beat in the episode, but there are certain things I want to discuss. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, go check it out. Hopefully you'll come back later. But this is officially your spoiler warning. Cool? Cool. Moving on. Now, a lot of the episodes of this season have been more kind of mission of the week, more episodic rather than serialized, which I'm totally fine with. But this episode really pushed the story forward. And in frequent Mando style, it really got going right from the get-go. As soon as the episode opens, we're already at Tython. And right away, Baby Yoda's on the magical Force Rock and goes into a literal force field. And then we get the first oh snap moment of the episode, the Slave One entering the atmosphere. Awesome. One thing that really bothered me about this episode, though, was a lot of it felt really repetitive. The fight with the stormtroopers comes to mind, but more on that in a minute. But like Mando seeing the approaching threat and trying to get Grogu out of the force field, like, we don't have time for this, kid, we gotta go. And then he runs into the force field and gets thrown back. That happens 3 times. But then we actually see Boba Fett, we hear him talk, and we see him fight. And when he's fighting without his armor, where he's just using the staff, that was brutal, and I loved it. And then the reveal with him back in his old armor was even cooler when he uses his rocket to take out the 2 ships. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I feel like we got more characterization of Boba Fett in this episode than we did in the entire original trilogy. But like I said, the fight with the stormtroopers, while it had cool moments, I found that it got old pretty quickly. It felt like the game mode of Horde, and I think it's Gears of War, where it's just wave after wave of bad guys coming at you. It just got a little tired for me. And the battle had some silly moments that, yeah, we see in a lot of movies, but they always kind of bug me. Ming-Na Wen's Fennec is on top of this rocky outcropping, and the troopers bring in the heavy artillery blaster. And she sees that big rock that she wants to knock onto it, so she runs across the top of the outcropping, where she has 0 cover, just to get to the rock. Why not go back behind the outcropping, go over to where the rock is, pop over the top, knock it down. And then when she sends the rock rolling, the stormtroopers who are trying to get away from it run away from it in a straight line rather than zigging or zagging, which would have gotten them out of the line of fire almost immediately. And the trooper on the big heavy blaster doesn't even try and get out of the way. And I did find, and I can't quite articulate what it was exactly, but I did find that the episode did feel a little bit cheesy to me. And I wasn't sure why until the credits came up, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Makes perfect sense. Don't get me wrong, I like Robert Rodriguez. He's made some movies that I really dig, but a lot of his movies do have a bit of a cheesy through line. I also really did not like the look of the Dark Troopers. I didn't like the design of them. I didn't like the CG that was used to create them. It just didn't look good to me. A buddy of mine put it really perfectly. They looked prequel-y. I agree. That said, though, I loved the destruction of the Razor Crest. That was actually more emotionally impactful for me than the abduction of Grogu, and I think that that's maybe what the title of the episode, The Tragedy, was actually referring to. And I could be crazy here, but I feel like this scene had a direct reference to The Dark Knight, so I guess spoilers for that movie too. When Mando is sifting through the rubble of the Razor Crest, he finds Grogu's little ball, and he takes it into his fist with a sort of bowed head while he's mourning the loss of Grogu. To me, this was exactly like in The Dark Knight, where Batman is sifting through the rubble of the place where Rachel died, and he finds Harvey's coin, then he holds it in his fist while he hangs his head in mourning for Rachel. Or maybe I'm crazy. It's a distinct possibility. But I loved the ending of Grogu just wrecking stormtroopers in a very Vader-y manner. He's throwing them around like Vader did in Rogue One. He's force choking the one guy like Vader does all the time. And when she said she sensed fear in Grogu, Ahsoka Tano last episode directly referenced Anakin Skywalker. So having the child pull Vader moves I thought was a really nice touch. I do think this episode could hypothetically set up a really big finale for the season. Fennec and Boba Fett owe a debt to Mando. He goes to see Cara Dune to get information on Bill Burr's character. How cool would it be if the finale of this season is Mando, Fennec, Boba Fett, Cara Dune, Grief Karga, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka Tano, Bill Burr leading an all-out assault on Moff Gideon's ship to get Grogu out. I think I just gave myself chills. A boy can dream. So those are my thoughts on The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 6, The Tragedy. Now, I want to know, what did you guys think of the episode? What do you think of my Dark Knight theory? Is there something there, or am I just reaching? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, Mandalorian, all that good stuff. Hope you guys are all safe and healthy. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. This is The Way.